suddenly discovered that they live in water.
Why do you think that was significant?
As one would expect.
When people say,
Sure, shed some light. There must be something beyond what we know to explain that we are here. Okay, so I think that the LHC will for sure shed some light.
when people say that it's a leap forward from Morris Minor to Formula One car, are they right? Is it of that magnitude?
The technology has come on in leaps and bounds, as one would expect, for frontier science.
One thing that really struck me is how much the search for the Higgs boson captured the public's imagination to a significant extent, really. I mean, there was journalists from all over the world kind of queuing up to report on it. Why?
This gets to your question of whether this is a special time in history. I think it's a very special time in history. It's as if we're fish who've suddenly discovered that they live in water.
Why do you think that was the case? I don't remember a scientific event that caught the public's imagination to that level for a very long time.
Jerome Friedman, your former colleague at MIT, I think said that if we see evidence of what has been proposed by you, it will be extraordinary. It will shake up everything. It's pretty good.
That would be pretty good. I mean, it's true. I mean, it could be that we need to get to a little bit higher energy to learn more, but right now we think we will definitely learn something at the energies that we will explore. But there could be even more exotic phenomena, like higher dimensional.
It's a really incremental step.
It's not incremental in the sense that it's 7 times the energy of current accelerators. So it really is the right energy to probe these questions. It's just that if you get a little bit more energy, you might learn a little more. For example, if you get to even higher energies, you might be able to make higher dimensional black holes if this idea is right. So there are new things that could occur with higher energy. But we do expect to be able to know the answers to these questions from the Large Hadron Collider. I just want to clarify.
What's likely to be another dimension?
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, there are 4 dimensions.
Yes.
What would be a 5th? Or what would be a 6th?
Art makes life worth living.
Dimension.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, there are 4 dimensions.
Yes.
What would be a 5th? Or what would be a 6th?
Art.
As you see here, what really bothers me is it says arc right there. Now, could CERN be an arc? Could CERN be... I'm trying to find another word for it. Here. Rob. I'm not sure, but I mean, I do know this, that it says right on the left-hand side, Saturn. So, is it all Saturn? Simulacrate or simulacrum? Saturn. Well, see, they could see the people on the other side. That's the problem. See, you are the audience looking into your phone, watching this. I don't think people realize how mind-blowing this is. Okay, like I'm just gonna try to tell you. Okay, you are one of those people looking in the theater. Watching them, you know. That's just how it is. And she's going to say, art makes life living. Okay. So what, I get that, you know, I really do. It's not cutting it for me, though. It's just not cutting it for me.
Makes life worth living. Because via art, I think we can discover beauty, whereas science makes us live free, because only with science and applying logic and requiring proof, we can be free from swallowing any rubbish propaganda. So I work at CERN so many years. I never noticed all these things are so beautiful. But I just want to show you some of the pictures here so that you can see how we at CERN took some photos, and you look at them and you are ému. You are sort of moved because they contain worlds within the simple photographed item. You can see things that are there from reflection in the grass. You can see.
You see a ladder that goes to heaven. Okay. Look where heaven is on the screen. See, but what you can't see is that blue thing right there. That blue thing right there.
A ladder that goes to heaven. There is such a majority of devotion to the projects that it's sort of sublimination de l'environnement. So you can see several of them where you have the impression that it's like the end of the world as we know it.
LINAC 2 dates back to the 1970s, so the technology that's been used for LINAC 4 is considerably more advanced. It allows you to control those proton beams much more precisely, and also gives you control over. So the technology.
You can see several of them where you have the impression that it's like the end of the world as we know it.
LINAC 2 dates back to the 1970s, so the technology that's been used for LINAC.
You can see several of them where you have the impression that it's like the end of the world as we know it.
LINAC 2 dates back to the 1970s, so the technology that's been used for LINAC 4 is considerably more advanced. It allows you to control those proton beams much more precisely, and also gives you control over much greater quantities of protons, which is what you need for investigating the experiments that they have on the Large Hadron Collider.
Where we're exploring the mysteries of matter. Now, the LHC is a particle accelerator. It's the largest, highest energy particle accelerator in the world.
We're talking about a machine that'll take us right to the beginning of time itself.
There will be people who try to piece out from it what were the different, they'll test the different ideas. So lots of people have suggested what might be there. But generally they're going to look for energetic particles. They're going to see where they come from, what could have been, what was producing whatever they found.
As you see, Tim Berners, Niebuhr. So you gotta ask yourself, what is Nibiru? You gotta ask yourself. MIT. In 1989, CERN was created. Bob Lazar worked on particle accelerators. What was it, 89, 86, Area 51? You see it right there. How many views on this? 5146. So 5146, 5146. Yeah, 11. You see 11. 14 is 5, and then 7. 72, yeah. 72. So, yeah, 5146.
Because when you're
You
talking
see
about
FCC, you know what that stands for.
technology like this, or about geoengineering, this is something where even beginning to do the work in the laboratory means you are making a decision that could affect people outside the laboratory. And if you do that work behind closed doors, and make no mistake, virtually all of science is kept secret from everybody until the moment of publication, because the incentive system is set up such that if you tell
That's
somebody
right.
else your genius idea,
He's right
some other
about
lab
that.
is going to go off and do it, rush it, publish first, they get all the credit, you get none.
Right. He's absolutely right about that. You want to know how I know he's right about that? Is because when I started talking today, making a video, okay, I already seen they were putting shit out on the news related to this. Putting shit out on the news related to this, like King Tut stuff, okay? King Tut stuff and robotics and AI. See, they hold back what they figured out. They you know, some of them know, some of them hide. You know, talking about scientists here. Some of them know exactly what they're doing. And until they get caught or exposed, nobody calls them out on it. This is what he's saying.
This is an insane way to set up your scientific system. No one in their right mind, building it from scratch, would say we should do it this way. And yet we do, because that's the way we have always done it. It never worked great, even before the cost of sharing information went to zero. But if you want to engage with a community, how can you do that if you're only telling them what the technology is when you've already gotten it working? Then it's too late. Then you're going to the FDA for regulatory approval. You get the public comment period. But no matter what people say, you can't do anything. It's too late. Done. Finished product.